Good morning, sir.
Good morning. So we will start slowly. Okay. Hello all. Very good morning.
Good morning,
Good morning, sir.
sir.
So past class we dropped that. Just a minute. Let me go to that particular slide. Here, right? So the class scheduled class from 4:10 to 4:40. Sorry, 4:50 actually. It will be only for quite some time. So we wrote about all the fundamental quantities and the supplementary quantities, right? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
we
sir.
wrote about that, right? So now we need to know about what is this solid angle. So this animation will show you what is solid angle. So I want you to write below where you have written solid angle. I want you to below you. I want you to write this particular, you know, definition for solid angle there. Angle inscribed by a surface at a point is called as solid angle. You may write this. Oh, sorry. You may draw this figure below that. Done.
Sir,
Sir,
one
1 minute,
minute.
sir.
Take your time. No issues. What a solid angle? The angle inscribed by a surface at a point is called a solid angle. And additionally, you may write this. It is three-dimensional angle. It is a three-dimensional angle.
Sir, it is a
The three-dimensional angle, 3D angle. Done.
Sir, is definition there for plane angle?
yes, sir.
As of now, we don't need it. Solid angle is a new quantity that is getting introduced. So, what is the definition for plane angle? It is just a quantity where you can measure, using which you can measure the displacement in terms of angle. That only is its definition. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we'll
Yes,
move
sir.
next. So we talked about something called as fundamental quantities, right? So now there are another kind of quantities known as derived quantity. So what are this derived quantity? First of all, let us write the equation for area. Area is equal to length multiplied by breadth. Volume is equal to length multiplied by breadth multiplied by height. And we know another simpler equation, force is equal to mass multiplied by acceleration. So here, if you want to calculate the area of a particular structure or a particular block, what you need to know? First of all, you need to know about length and breadth. And if you want to calculate, you need to know about length, breadth, and height. Whether you say this is length or this is breadth, whether you say it as two quantities, at the end of the day, we are measuring always length, right? Suppose we are taking here a rectangle here. This is length and this is breadth. So I'm noting this one as AB and this one as AC. So what I want you to understand is if you are measuring length, you are measuring the distance between A and B. Similarly, if you are measuring AC, which is the breadth, you are also measuring the distance from A to C, right? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
So both these quantities are what? These quantities are fundamental quantities, right? So when two fundamental quantities are getting multiplied, we get another quantity, that is area. So in order to calculate the area, first of all, we must know about what? We must know the value or the magnitude of two fundamental quantities, which are length and breadth. Length, without knowing this, we will not be able to calculate what? We will not be able to calculate the area, right?
Yes, sir.
So what I want you to understand is that, those quantities that you don't need to write it. There is a perfect definition. It will appear on the slide. Those quantities, that are derived using two fundamental quantity, or as a combination of one fundamental quantity and one derived quantity, that is known as derived quantities, right? Got it? A quantity that can be only obtained through the combination of two fundamental quantities, that is known as a derived quantity. Got it? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Here also, it is volume is equal to length multiplied by breadth multiplied by height. Here it is force is equal to mass multiplied by acceleration. Let me tell you, the acceleration here is what? It is already a derived quantity because of what? It is change in velocity divided by change in time, right? So in order to obtain velocity delta v, first of all, we must know what is the change in position with respect to time. So then only we will be able to know what delta V. So delta V itself is a dependent quantity, or it is a derived quantity, right? So this derived quantity divided by another fundamental quantity, this is a derived quantity. So this is also a derived quantity. Then here the mass is a fundamental quantity. So a fundamental quantity multiplied by derived quantity also yields another derived quantity. Got it?
Yes, sir. Understood.
Okay, so I just want to, tell me, is there any issues faced by anyone else? Let me check the number of participants. It's only 24. So minus one, it is only 23. Why the others haven't joined? Just a minute, let me ask.
Sir,
Okay.
there's no issue, sir.
Yes.
No issue so far, sir.
Okay. So has anyone, put it in the WhatsApp group or in the teachment? Anything? Hello? Just a minute, let me check. Okay. So by the time you may write this definition, give me a minute.
Okay, sir.
Hello. So they were asking for the Zoom link. Okay, that's no issue. So derived quantities written. Hello, written.
So just the last two words. Okay, sir.
Okay. So Abhisha. Hello, Abhisha, are you there? Abhisha. Abhisha, are you there? I would appreciate
Yes,
if
sir.
you. Okay. So could you please tell me an example for a derived quantity?
Speed, sir. Acceleration.
The question is to Abhisha. Abhisha, please.
Sorry, sir. Sorry.
No issues. No issues. What you said is right. But this time I want Abhisha to respond. Any derived quantity that you know. Your choice, Abhisha. They all will write it as example. Please make it fast. So, like Avinash said, it is speed, velocity, n number of examples can be written.
Sir, pressure.
Pressure is also a derived.
Pressure, sir.
Yes, it is very good. Pressure is also another good example. Okay, just a minute.
Energy, sir. Power.
Okay, pressure, energy, surface area of shapes. Surface area pi r square. Yes, that can be also written. Not pi r square. Pi r square is what? Just a minute. I don't know why. Just a minute. I'll reshare the slide because here, actually, I'm not able to move it. Give me a minute. Okay, when I'm recording the meeting, I will not be able to minimize it.
Sir, your screen is not visible.
Yes, Divishri, but why I did this was, I'm not able to change the slides actually. So that is needed to be, investigated. What to do with that?
Okay, sir.
Okay, now it is clear. So I'll reshare the screen again. Just copy. So now we are going to talk about some other quantities. Just a minute. Some other quantities that are known as derived quantities. Okay. So the first example is velocity. So what is velocity? Velocity is
Sir, will you show that example of derived quantities, that slide, sir?
okay, why not? Just a minute. So I think we have gone too far. Just a minute. Kindly write it: area, density, force, work, etc. There is n number of examples which you can written. You try to please try to write some examples by your own. Okay. Done.
Yes, sir.
So there
Yes,
are
sir.
some,
Completed.
okay, there are some other derived quantities. Velocity. So what is the equation for velocity? Velocity is equal to displacement divided by time, and displacement is in the unit meter and time is in the unit of second. So the unit of velocity is meter per second. Then the other quantity is what? Acceleration. So what is acceleration? Acceleration is equal to rate of change of velocity divided by time. The unit of velocity is meter per second divided by second. Then the unit of acceleration will become meter per second square, right? Hello? Any doubts on this?
No.
Okay.
Now, sir.
Work is another derived quantity. Work is equal to force multiplied by distance. I think we have spent enough time on that. So now we will do an MCQ, a quantity that can, I will ask this question to a student, then he or she may answer this. A quantity that can be measured is called Divagar. Hello, Divagar. Are you there?
The physical
Yes, Divagar, you may put, if you know the answer, you may, type it in the chat and send it. I'll wait for you in the chat. Okay. Physical quantity, a quantity which can be measured, that can be measured is known as, physical quantity, right? Just a minute. There is a quantity that can be measured is known as physical quantity. Okay. The next question. The physical quantity which are expressed in terms of more than one fundamental quantity. This question will be answered by, this question is to be answered by Hello,
Sir, will you
Thiriyalan.
change before slide, sir?
Just a minute. After finishing this question, we will go back to the hello, Thiriyalan. Hello, Thiriyalan, are you there? Please answer this question. In chat, there is a response. Hello, Thiriyalan, are you there? Thiriyalan, please respond. From the given options, which is the correct one? The physical quantity which are expressed in terms of more than one fundamental quantity. Okay. Hello, Jiva.
Sir, it's derived as
It is derived physical quantity, right? She is right. So the answer is it is derived physical quantity. It is derived physical quantity. So if this is written, we will go back to the previous slide. I think this announcement is for JEE and NEET students. There is a test scheduled on Sunday. The time will be for 3 hours. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
So done, written.
essay completed.
Okay, so we'll go back to previous slide. So kindly write this one also. Done.
Sir, that test is for only NEET and JEE students or for also others, sir?
The test is only for JEE NEET students.
We have another test that's normal for everyone also, sir.
Yes. But the test that is conducting on Sunday is for JEE NEET students. The duration is for 3 hours.
Sir, test is for?
Test is for 3 hours. The total question paper will be comprising of chemistry, physics, maths, like that. The combination will be there. Okay. So I'm going to change this slide also. I hope you have written.
So total how many questions will be there, sir?
So we will discuss it later, okay, about that particular examination.
Okay.
So this is all about derived quantity. So there are dash fundamental quantities. How many? The number of fundamental quantities. This question.
7.
Yes, 7. Already answered. So the answer is 7. There are 7 fundamental quantities. Just a minute. I think there is an issue with this. Okay. This the answer is 7. Just a minute. I'll reshare the slides again. Again, the same issues there. Just a minute. Okay. Now I'll reshare it. So I think all are clear up to this. There are 7 fundamental quantities. And the next question is acceleration is a derived physical quantity which depends upon dash fundamental quantities. The number of fundamental quantities. It depends upon how many number of fundamental quantities. two fundamental quantities because of what? Acceleration. The equation of acceleration is delta V divided by delta T. So this what? It depends upon one. The second quantity is time. The first quantity is velocity and the second quantity is time. So acceleration is equal to delta V divided by delta T. So acceleration is a derived physical quantity which depends upon two fundamental quantities. Any doubts up to this?
No, sir.
Sir, can you again say what are the two?
Yes, please. The question? Do you want me to
Sir,
repeat
can
it?
you say what are the two fundamental?
What are the two quantities on which acceleration depends, right? So
Yes, sir.
that quantities are, one is velocity and the another one is time. Done? I hope it is done. So we already know acceleration is equal to velocity divided by time. So it depends only on two quantities. Okay. So the next question is very tricky question. Charge is a dash quantity, fundamental quantity, derived quantity, non-physical quantity, supplementary quantity. So in order to tackle this question, just a minute, I'll share my screen. In order to tackle this question, Gayatri, please help me to tackle this question.
Yes, sir.
Please help me to tackle this question. Just a minute. Yeah. So how to tackle this question? Have you ever heard about something
Derived.
Sir, what
Derived.
is supplementary quantity, sir?
supplementary
Derived
quantity?
quantity.
Just a minute. Let her answer. First of all, supplementary quantities. Who asked that question? Because
Pravesh, sir.
okay, Pravesh. Pravesh, there are two quantities that are called as, one is angle. So in order to measure angle, there is something called as unit radians, and there is another one which is called
Sir,
as,
I think it's derived quantity, sir.
okay, solid angle. It is solid angle. In order to measure that, there is a unit called as steradian. Okay, steradian.
Okay, sir.
So these two are known as supplementary quantities. Okay,
Okay,
so
sir.
we'll move to back to the question. It is derived quantity. Gayatri told me that it is derived quantity. So why it is a derived quantity? Why you are saying it as a derived quantity? That is the next question. So make it fast.
It has more than one fundamental quantity, no, sir.
So tell me the equation, how you will write the charge present on a body. I'll give you a hint. I is equal to Q by T.
Yes, sir. So Q is charge, no, sir. It depends upon current and time. So I
The
thought it
equation
is
can
a
be rewritten
derived
as
quantity.
Q is equal to I multiplied by T. Here I is a fundamental quantity and T is a fundamental quantity. Hence, Q is a fundamental quantity. Sorry, Q is a derived quantity, right?
Yes, sir.
So that is the answer. That is the correct answer also. So it's a derived quantity. So you may write the explanation like this. The current, the current, the current passing through a body, passing through a body, passing through a body is given by, below that you may write this equation. Current is equal to charge divided by time. Current is equal to charge divided by time. Written up to this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The above equation may be, the above equation can be rewritten as, the above equation can be rewritten as, the above equation can be rewritten as charge is equal to current multiplied by time. Charge is equal to current multiplied by time. Written?
Yes, sir. Completed, sir.
Okay. In the above equation, both current and time are fundamental quantities. Give a full stop there. The charge on a body is expressed in terms of two fundamental quantities. Hence, charge is a derived quantity.
Sir, again, can you say, sir?
From where actually? From where? From the after the equation, charge is equal to current multiplied by time.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The charge on a body is expressed in terms of two fundamental quantities. Hence, charge on a body is a derived quantity. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we will, now as the time is less, after explaining one concept, once we rejoin, then we will do this problem. Okay. So this is the first solved example in NCERT. We need to know about that. So before that, we will go into, another short concept, which is called as units. So a quantity that is measurable is known as a physical quantity, right? So if you
Yeah, sir.
measure a quantity, you need to express it in terms of units. In order to, standardize the measurement, you need to express it in terms of something called as units. So each and every measurable quantity or a physical quantity is always to be expressed in terms of what? In terms of units. Suppose you measure the length of a road as shown in the figure. So suppose the length is 15 centimeter. Here actually you are expressing the magnitude and the unit, right? Magnitude multiplied by unit. So this is how we express a measurement. Okay. So you may write like this. After leaving 2 pages, because once we rejoin, first of all, we will tackle what? We will tackle that problem, then we will come back to this. So in order to write that problem, you may leave 2 pages and you may start writing a heading units.
2
Done?
pages is enough for that problem, sir.
2 pages is surplus actually, but as we go, I want you to do the steps also. So maximum is 2 pages, minimum is according to your wish. So I want you to write, a heading units. And below that, you may write as a note or as a point, a physical quantity, which is measured is always is always expressed in terms of its unit. In terms of its unit. It is expressed in the format. It is expressed in the format magnitude multiplied by unit. You may write this magnitude multiplied by unit. Done?
One minute, sir.
Sir, so like 100 meters is 100 into meters, like that, sir.
Yes, 100 into 1 meter. Actually, 100 multiplied
Ah,
by 1 meter. We will talk
okay.
about that point also.
So completed.
Okay. So now I will end this meeting and I will again share the link on Teachmeet. Okay. Now I will end the meeting. Just a minute. Please don't go because now I need to, just to mark your attendance. For a minute. Now I will end the meeting. I will share the new link in Teachmeet. Okay. So kindly
Okay,
join
sir.
using the same link.